I am not saying that's anything that I would do. I'm just telling you in my mind, I'm saying you do that with George Santos, and it is a good point to transition over into the pop culture and the more lighthearted stuff. This week we had the release of the brand new Nicki Minaj album, and
Oh,
right, right. Well, and I think this is a good place to have three people right here. Right, you have a true barb in Kenny, and Kenny, you represent the real Nicki fans.
no, I
You
don't.
have well,
I
but you
am
are
I am
you
a
are
I a Nicki fan. But
you're a
yes, I
Nicki
am a Nicki
fan.
fan, but however,
Well, you
I
may
am
not be a
definitely not a
bar, but
bar.
you're a Nicki. You're not a bar with it, but you're a Nicki fan, and you've been a fan of her music for a long time. I represent the other end of it in that I've never been a Nicki fan, and I never been a fan. It's not that I don't dislike her music. I recognize her talent. I think that it would be dishonest of me as a consumer of entertainment to not recognize Nicki Minaj as a extremely gifted lyricist and rap artist. But I don't like her as a human being because of many things, mainly her politics and some of the things that she's even said in her lyrics regarding politics. I'm not a fan. And then in the middle, you have Brian, someone who I think would be more middle ground between the two of us. And so, with that being said, this could be a good time to talk about this album and what the initial thoughts were. And Kenny, we will start with I think you're as the real fan here. Your position or your opinion, I think, is most valid because you are a fan. You've been following her music for a long time, and as a fan, you probably listened over and over. She's probably in your Spotify top 5 list. What were your thoughts on Pink Friday 2?
The funny thing is, Nicki Minaj is actually the number one artist that I've actually been listening to throughout the year. So if you go through like Apple Music and it tells you who have you listened to the most as far as the artist, it's funny that Nicki Minaj is actually my number
I
one.
knew it. I knew
And
it. I
then
knew it.
Beyonce, and then you got Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is number three. Even R.I.P. still number three. But so as far as Nicki goes, as far as the Pink Friday album goes, I listened to it at midnight when it first came out, Pink Friday 2. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I was a little underwhelmed by it personally, only because I'm used to, I guess, high energy Nicki for me personally. And there's a few songs I'm not gonna say a lot. I skipped, of course, I already liked some of the songs that she had already released. Bang Bang was already out before she released the album, so I already knew I already liked that song. I already liked Red Ruby Sleeves. Um, what was the other songs that I also like? I loved R&B. The number one song for me, particularly that I enjoyed the most, which is now starting to do TikTok trends and stuff like that. And I knew it was going to be a banger. I told y'all in the group chat that Everybody is the song, particularly for me, that I really, really like, only because it's high energy, this, that, and other. I do like, I think Pink Friday Girls, if I think that's what the next song is.
Ooh.
I do like that one. Um, but for the most part, I'm not gonna say it a lot to you. I think the reason why I'm also, not as excited for this, entry is because first of all, the rollout was sloppy as hell. I mean, she kept pushing it back and changing the dates and changing the dates. We didn't know when the hell this album was gonna come out. We didn't know if it was gonna come out December 8th or if it was gonna come out December 2025. We don't know when this album was gonna come because it was so sloppy with the rollout. However, let me give kudos to the Barbs. The concept they came up with as far as the AI city with Gag City and Nicki being able to, play off of her fans. If it wasn't for the Barbs, I think that this would have been a shit show. I honestly believe that this entire rollout would have been
Okay, so
terrible.
what is Gag City? Like what are you talking what I mean, I've seen it, but I don't understand.
So Gag City, the Barb's actually created. So there's a little app that you can do where you can actually create AI images by typing in the description of what you want it to be. They had already been typing in descriptions for Nikki to come, like, try to help her come up with concept art because I don't even gonna lie to you, the album art for Pink Friday 2, it ain't hitting. But if you go compare Pink Friday 2 to a work of art like the original Pink Friday, I think that's the reason because the bar is too set high for Pink Friday, the original, versus what we got with Pink Friday 2. I know Brian feels some type of way, but I'm telling you, Pink Friday 2 is here. I mean, Pink
I didn't
Friday,
say
the
nothing.
original, is here. Pink Friday, the original, is here. Pink
I didn't
Friday 2 is down here. I like Queen better than I like Pink Friday 2. I'm talking about the album, the
because
rollout,
it was
everything
a rap
else.
album. Queen was a hardcore rap album.
It was
But
more
Brian, you felt
rap.
very
And I'm tired
different.
of Nicki singing. I'm so sick of her singing. She can't sing. I don't know who needs to tell her this, but
Auto
Nicki, you
tune.
cannot sing. She can't sing.
Brian, Brian isn't in agreement. Brian, what are you saying to this?
Listen, let me tell you something. Y'all know I like Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, Tracy Spencer. Y'all know I love all of these old school.
Yeah, what is your Spotify top? What's in your top five?
Stephanie
Because I'm like,
Mills.
yes, like
I have to see. I have to see what my Apple Music Rewind, because I don't do Spotify. But let me say this.
oh, I'm the only Spotifyer.
Yeah, I'm an Apple Music. Here's my thing. As somebody who's not, one of the biggest fans of like the newest music and all of this stuff, I love this album. And here's where I talk y'all into the motherfucking building. The fact
Okay,
is,
talk me into it.
the fact is that if she got, because I'm not the only one in the world. I always say, like, if I in my mind, I represent a lot of different people in the world that think like me, right? Because I can't be the only one in the world that thinks the way that I do. So if I thought this way, in that I listened to this album and I fell in love with this fucking album, and I'm not a barb. I'm not even one of those. And again, I agree with what Zach is saying. That anti-vax shit about fucking your testicles hurting because you got a vaccine and shit. I ain't forget about that shit. Okay. I didn't forget about those comments. But this album, 20 and now 21, because Nikki Hendrix had to really, grow on me. I didn't like it originally when I listened to it, that night that it came out. But now 21, I think though, I forget which is the one that I'm like, okay, that's a skip for me. I think maybe it's Big Difference. But everything else, 21 out of 22 hits. There's not an album. I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, maybe Lauryn Hill's album. But there's not, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill. There's not many albums where I think that majority of the music on the album is really good. I'm sorry.
There's
Renaissance.
only one album that's good all the way through, and I think that I think I could challenge you there, Brian. Blackstreet.
What are you saying? What do you mean?
The Blackstreet album, I think it was what is it? Damn it. Let me see how I can go to this damn album real quick.
You saying
But
no?
continue.
But yeah, the whole point is this album from Needle with Drake, right? That gave vintage Drake. And I was having this conversation today, and they're like, "Oh, that gave me Controller," and I'm like, "Okay, that gave Controller," but I mean, people wanted best I ever
The
had.
Blackstreet album.
Yeah, I'm talking about another level.
Yeah, people wanted best I ever had Drake. People wanted Find Your Love Drake, and I'm like, that's fine, but giving us that vibe. She let me pull it up. Just what is it? Just the memories. Just the memories. I listened to that song multiple times over. Like in the car, I'm listening to that shit. I'm just like, she's speaking her motherfucking shit when they doubted her, because we can relate to these stories. The fact that people have counted you out, and she's like, when you wanted to count me out, they laughed me out the motherfucking building. I went home. I wrote 50 more motherfucking raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stayed in this shit. Like that for me, like the music, the lyrics, the beats, the samples. Move Your Feet. Everybody everybody, people love that song. Move Your Feet, the original. Like, no one is thinking about that and making it a Jersey club beat. And then you had Pink Friday Girls, when you had, Cyndi Lauper, who doesn't clear any masters to go out like that, and she cleared it and she liked it. Fucking Girls Want to Have Fun. That's one of my fucking bangers. Y'all motherfuckers is fucked. And I'm not saying y'all, but the people in the comment section that was hating, like, there is something on that album for everybody. The lyrics, and she writes her own shit. Let's say that. She writes her own shit. And the reason why, and people want to talk about the rollout. Let me say this about the rollout. I think it was master shit. The fact is, it was sloppy. It didn't really go. That shit, in my mind, that shit was by design for two reasons. One, you the fucking queen, you on top. There's a lot to lose, so maybe there was a little hesitation to say, well, maybe I don't know if I'm gonna put this out, because Drake put something out that was trash. That album he put out, that Drake's album was trash. That he tried to do house music after Renaissance. Baby boy, just sit your ass down. That I don't think nobody listened to that shit. But when you have, you the queen, you on top, and you have it's like when you get a fucking banger to video go viral on TikTok, that should get, well, I'm making this up, 5-7 million views. I don't know about y'all, but I think like my next video, I'm stressing my next video because I'm like, it got to be better than that, right? Like we get into our own head sometimes as content creators, and I think for musicians is different. So but then it also created all this anticipation and buzz for when it actually did drop. People are like swarming to it. So even if it was whack, you had millions of people upon millions of people upon millions of people listening to the shit, and it wasn't whack, and you sold 500,000 units within a few days. That shit is unprecedented.
But she was able to do all those units also because of the mere fact that it's not mainly the song album. It's mainly also in merch. It's also what the things that you buy, like whether it be vinyls, whether it be t-shirts, whether it be anything that you're pre-ordering, it all counts.
So what? It's 500,000.
Oh, yeah.
Who's doing that?
Oh, yeah, let her have that. I give it to her.
Absolutely.
My perspective
Every
is a
song,
little
all
bit
22
different.
songs, all 22 songs was on the motherfucking top fucking shit. And everybody
On Apple, on
part,
iTunes.
Brian.
about it.
Well, and we're proud of that because her fans are going to do that.
Absolutely.
Look,
She did that.
I do believe, and I want to say definitively that Nicki Minaj is absolutely the most talented female rap artist alive today. We have seen it. The evidence is clear. It's in the work. I'm not a fan of her as a human being, but I don't want her from her talent. The album was, for me, just good enough. It was fine. As a non-fan, it was good enough. But I was disappointed for the fans. I really was. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I look at, like, if Beyonce would have released an album that was just good enough, I would have been heartbroken because of the anticipation and the excitement and what I got from it. I think that if Nicki Minaj is, and again, I'm saying she's the greatest living female rapper, if she really is the greatest, then I want to see her art continuously reflect that. I don't mind that someone who is of Rihanna's caliber isn't making music right now, because if you're not going to be great, don't release it. Don't release it. I do believe that Nicki Minaj threw some shit together. Not the whole album. Nope. Some pieces may have been well done and well articulated, but some of this shit was thrown together. Some of this shit was from the closet. Some of this shit was from the flow. Some of this shit was from 3 years ago. I believe that. And whipped up together, mix and magic, Harry Potter, Alakazuma Shazam with, an Elder Wand, and boom, you get an album. And I think that her fans deserve better. Look at all they do for her. I think that she is an artist who continuously, she doesn't give her fans what they deserve, in my opinion. And that's another reason why I can't be a fan. And with that being said, yep, I am a Meg Thee Stallion man. She is my favorite rap artist. And I'm watching very carefully to see if I'm going to continue to be a fan, because if her independent work goes out and she doesn't produce and she doesn't deliver, and she's choosing to go this route, I may no longer be able to hold her in such high regard. Nicki should give us Beyonce level artistry. Nicki should give us Beyonce level artistry at her big ass age and at where she is in her career and her accomplishments. To be on this pedestal, to be the number one, she needs to give us number one shit. And that also includes number one effort. And I don't think I see that on Pink Friday 2.
Here's why I don't like that comparison, because Beyonce is on another level, on some next level shit, but we should not be holding.
But Nicki's on that level for a rapper. No, Nicki is on that level. Nicki is on the Beyonce level.
There is no other female rapper like
Nicki's on that level. She is. That's why this album was called Queen. The album was, Nicki is the queen. She is the queen of rap, and I don't like her. But I pride myself on honesty above all. And despite my personal feelings, her music is absolutely, her ability is at the Beyonce level of performance.
But y'all have to understand that Nicki's persona is also a part of her brand. The reason why you don't like her, but you're fascinated by her, because we love a villain. Nicki she is literally.
I'm not fascinated now.
Yeah, we are. Everybody. You listen to it. But you listen to the album, though.
I appreciate it. I'm not
fascinated. But that's the whole thing. It doesn't matter if you hate Nicki or you love Nicki. Nicki is the super villain that you either love to hate or you love. Just it's one of the two. There is no in between. Whether you either love her or you hate her. One thing I can say about Nicki, she has branded herself so well to where she has actually just taken on the full villain concept, like the aspect of it. She even said if you want to be the bad guy in the last album with the Queen radio, like with the Queen
Yeah,
album,
yeah.
with Pink Friday 2. She just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna be who I am. I'm gonna love who I want to love. Whether y'all don't agree with my husband or not, I am who I am. I love who I love.
Yeah.
And I accept that aspect of it, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. For me personally, the album for me, I felt like it was a little kind of just thrown together. But that's just me. I didn't feel like a cohesion. A lot of people loved it like Brian loved it. A lot of people felt like me, a little confused. We like certain songs from it, and we picked and choose what we like. And then you got, then you got Zach over here who didn't give a damn about the album. So I mean, I think this
I
was
didn't say that. What that's not what I said. What I said was it was good enough. The album was good. I feel like I could go
that
through
it's
this
good
album.
enough is not
and-
good. If you can't
But can
add
I find
multiple
10
songs,
songs? No, I can. I can take 10 songs from the 22 that she shit together and give you one good album. I could give you 10 songs that make one good album from this. All the extra shit she didn't need. But yes, there are 10 songs on this album that will give me a good album. It won't give me a great album.
I'll say
It won't
this.
give me a
I'll say
great.
this.
It will give me a good. It won't give me a great album.
Let me say this. I'm
I
someone
give
who
it a C plus.
I'm
Well,
someone
that's good for me.
I'm someone who's very picky as it relates to going to people's concert. I'm not just going to anybody's concert.
so you're gonna go to Pink Friday 2 concert?
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. The album is that good.
Wow.
And this is me saying that.
Put your money where your mouth is. I want to see it. I want to
That's
see
fine.
you go.
That's fine. You come.
Well, he went to go see Monique when nobody wanted to go see.
He did.
So
He did not see Beyonce though. I tell you that. He
I
wasn't
didn't
going to
see
drop some
Beyonce.
coins for the Queen Bee. He didn't go.
them
He didn't even
tickets
see the
were
movie.
expensive though.
Yeah.
I
didn't
love,
even
I
see the
love
movie.
Renaissance, and I love Queen Bee, and I love I love that album. I really
You
did.
don't love Beyonce like you say you love Beyonce when you ain't even go to the movie.
Oh, I'm still gonna go to the movie. I'm gonna go to the movie. But I'm gonna say no. But I honestly, the reason why I didn't go to the movie yet is because everybody was doing too much in the movie theater. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, and I get it. But if I go to a concert, that's how I'm gonna act. But if I go and I do that, I'm not going for y'all to sing along. This isn't sing along with the Queen. This is I want to go.
Now, one person was singing when I went.
Oh, so the videos going viral was just viral videos.
No, I'm just saying. I went to the movie theater where I went. I went to Phipps Plaza on a Sunday at 8 p.m. and there was no singing.
Nobody was standing up. Nobody was
I think at this moment, if you want to go see it, now would be the time since that hype finally died down to where you actually be able to enjoy the documentary and the concert the way it's supposed to be enjoyed versus all these crazy fans out here losing their mind and dressed up in silver.
I loved it. It was a
Looking like
great show.
aluminum
It was
foil.
motivating.
Yeah,
It
but
gave me a boost. It gave me a
thing.
little bit of a push to keep making. It was a push to work on my content, perfect my craft, and take this more seriously. It was a beautiful homage to the artist.
I love that. But here's the thing, and I want to go back to your point, Zach. You said this is not, she should be giving us Beyonce level artistry. The artistry that Beyonce brings because she's a dancer, she's a singer, she, is able to put, like visuals together that are so beautiful and all this stuff. She does all of those things. Nicki's not doing all of that. And
she's not.
And let me say,
also, are you sure you want to pay for that ticket because you know that she's not a performer like that?
Let me finish.
But here's the thing: the fact that she's not doing it is why I say she's disrespectful to her fans. These people sat here and made a whole fucking app called Gag City for her, and she's not willing to put that level of love into the love letter she gives them. That's Pink Friday. Look at how these poor fans have been waiting on this damn album. These people have been waiting on this Pink Friday for forever. It seems like Pink Friday.
But Beyonce had it a long time too.
And she delivered when she provided the good at the end. That's my argument.
He delivered as well. Let's see what the concert yields, but I think she delivered as well. But she's not a dancer, though. That's the thing. Nicki Minaj is not someone who I associate with performance level, like that type of artistry.
No, I'm not saying her performance or her concert or any of that needs. What I'm saying is her effort needs to be for her genre and her work and who she is at the Beyonce level. I'm not comparing. I think you're missing what I'm doing. You're looking at maybe a comparison of apple to apple, and that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
What I'm saying is a juxtaposition of, like, when Zachary Kirk is performing and teaching it as an educator, I need to be in that classroom, on that stage, in that lecture hall, giving you a Beyonce level performance. A Beyonce level performance isn't me dancing and singing and screaming and all that stuff. What it is that I have planned it out. I have organized it to the T. My PowerPoint has no errors in it. My lecture notes are flawless. My transitions or speaking to visuals of what I'm choosing to present all match up. The level of engagement of the people in that audience are all present, and everybody is hooked in what I'm doing because I have crafted my lecture to be just that powerful. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Nicki Minaj needs to do what Beyonce did on that stage, but she needs to do a Beyonce level performance as a Nicki Minaj, not copy Beyonce, but be the very best Nicki that she can be. We have heard better work from Nicki Minaj. We have seen better effort from Nicki Minaj. She didn't even give us her Nicki best on Pink Friday 2, let alone what she's capable of as an artist, is my argument.
But why don't you think she did her Nicki her Nicki best? What is
I have two ears that heard.
What is it? But what did you not like about it though? That's what I want to know.
It was inconsistent in its flow. It was inconsistent in its packaging and its delivery, right? Like, there are like flow through lines that should be present. That isn't there. This album isn't as cohesive as even Queen. It's not
when
as
you
cohesive.
I think I know what he's talking about. When you're listening, and that's why I brought up another level.
It sounds like some scraps from it sounds like some unchosen scraps were put on this album.
It sounds like a lot of miscellaneous songs. But okay, so I get what your point is, but also that's unfortunately that's kind of how like everybody's album is at this moment. Like everybody's album is kind of miscellaneous. It's kind of like
Kenny, that's
this
my
song
argument.
here,
But Nicki can't be everybody. She's better than that, right? That's her whole
she
argument.
is better than that.
Queen. That's why she ain't fucking with horses since Christopher Reeves, because she's better than the other
I like
artists.
that she gave us a ride. I'm sorry. I
love Red Ruby the Sleeves. That's my song.
Here's my thing.
Nice.
Beyonce gave
Beyonce
gave cohesiveness in that every song flowed. I see what you're saying in that Beyonce did flow song to song.
She made an album. There's a difference.
And that's what Pink Friday, the first Pink Friday did.
It was an album. It was every song ran.
It was.
It was
that's what I'm
meant for
saying.
an album is meant to be played from beginning to end, and it flows into
And
each other.
that's
It's
what
a
Pink
vibe.
Friday
But that's the
gave
reason
us.
why I said
That's
that
what we
Pink Friday
expect.
is here. The reason why Pink Friday, go back and listen to the original Pink Friday, and till this day, I still get that same feeling when I listen to the original Pink Friday than I did when I first listened to it. There was a certain feeling that I had, and I had literally no expectations whether it became to Pink Friday 2 or Pink Friday the original. I just listened to the album and I said, oh my God, this is a body of work. And I felt the same thing when Cardi B came up with Invasion of Privacy, because it was an album of work. It flowed together.
Right.
When I felt like all these songs flowed and they were just masterclass. And guess what? They're gonna last the test of time. I can't sit here and say that the Pink Friday 2, those songs, I'm gonna want to listen to 3, 4, 5 years ago from now. I'm not gonna say, oh my God, play Pink Friday 2. I don't think that's gonna happen. However, I can say this. Let me say this about the barbs. Let me say this about Nicki Minaj and why she doesn't have to work as hard as everybody else does. The reason why Nicki Minaj doesn't have to work on a Beyonce level, and I'm gonna defend her here. The reason why Nicki doesn't have to do what Beyonce does is because she's constantly feeding her fans. But I'm saying feeding her fans, she's interacting with her fans on another level that no other artist is able to do, which is why she's able to get the sales that she's able to get. They are committed to this woman because she's continuously feeding them, meaning she's interacting with them online. She's doing lives, doing radios, doing this, doing that, doing Twitter spaces. She literally feeds her fans, which is why they are probably the most loyal fan base that I have ever seen out of any artist. Even when it comes to Beyonce, I don't even think Beehive is on the level that the Barbs are on. Yes, they could bully people at times, but however, there is no greater fan base than the Barbs, which is why I believe that Pink Friday, even though it may not be my taste, it's going to be successful, and I'm glad that she's able to get these numbers that she's able to get. However, my concern is the longevity of this album and how it's going to perform on billboards. Not next week. Next week is going to do well, but I want to see if it's going to stay on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, and that's going to tell me if this album is good or if I'm just tripping. So we'll see. I'm not saying next week.
Can y'all hear me?
I'm saying I want to see in 4 weeks if it's consistently staying on those charts in 4 weeks. I said not next week. 4 weeks.
But that's hard. But okay, so that's difficult. I saw people saying that online too. That's difficult because we're about to go to Christmas, where Christmas.
Mariah's already number 2, but that has nothing to do with nothing. I don't care. I want to see how it's consistently doing, because if the album is good, it doesn't matter where Christmas is going.
No, that's not true. That's not true because department stores play, like, people, like all these different, like everywhere these Christmas songs is what was gonna be on, like number one through fucking 100. Like, maybe that's an over exaggeration, but I don't know. I wouldn't take it to that metric. I wouldn't say that.
Well, here's the problem. This is the problem that we have right here. Now, the original Pink Friday came out in November 22nd. And was still on the Billboard Hot 100s all the way through December. So this is where we're having an issue. The original.
You're saying all the songs? All the songs?
I ain't saying all the songs. I'm talking about her number 1 song. Pink Friday was, not Pink Friday, the Super Bass was consistent.
Oh, everybody will be. I will make that determine. I'm going to say this right now and say that everybody will be like up there weeks from now. And we gonna come back and we gonna fucking, clip this video and we gonna put that on and we're gonna say, because that's what I said. Where's everybody right now on the chart?
Well, right now, Mariah Carey and Santa Baby or some shit. Mariah is sitting at number 2. She's gonna be number 1 in the upcoming tomorrow. I think that's when they update it.
But where is it now? You're saying is where now?
Right now, the number Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is number 1. Don't know how Brenda Lee got her ass up there. But yes, Mariah Carey is number 2. All I Want for Christmas. Hold on. Wait, hold on. There's other songs on here. Snooze by SZA is number 9.
This is what I'm saying.
Ain't the Town Red is number 10. Cruel Summer, which it's summer. Cruel Summer, Taylor Swift, number 7. Now, the only thing other than Loving on Me by Jack Harlow is in the number top 5. But pretty much all the Christmas songs are up there other than Jack Harlow and Taylor Swift and then SZA and then Doja Cat. They're all in the top 10. Now these numbers.
But where is everybody on the top? Like what? Like where is
top
it?
10? They still in the top 10.
But what number?
Number 10, 4, and 5. The only songs that are doing well is like the only songs that are at the number 4. The 4 number 1 songs are all Christmas songs at this moment.
Oh wait, hold on. Screenshot that and send that to me.
Okay, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, number 1. Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You is 2. Okay. Jingle Bell Rock is 3. Last Christmas by Wham, for some odd reason, is number 4.
Oh,
Loving on Me. No. Loving on Me is Jack Harlow. That's ain't got nothing to do with Christmas. That is number 5. Okay. Holly Jolly Christmas is number 6. Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift has nothing to do with Christmas, number 7. The Most Wonderful Time of the Year is number 8. SZA Snooze, which has nothing to do with Christmas, is number 9. Paint the Town Red is number 10.
So it's not even top 10 you're saying. But what I'm saying is, where is it on the chart right now? Everybody.
What? No, those songs aren't in. They're not in the Billboard Hot 100. They'll be updated this week, and then they'll be on there. So you'll see where they go and where they hit, and then at that moment, you'll see if they're gonna either grow momentum or slowly die down. So that's what we're gonna see. I honestly believe that Everybody is that song that I feel that she needs to do a music video for. However, I would take Uzi Vert off the track.
Why?
I don't like his verse. It didn't flow with the song. He was offbeat. I don't like that offbeat.
You know what verse fucking did kill it? I do like that song though, and I don't think that we should take him off. But you know who did kill it?
Who?
J. Cole. On Let Me Calm Down. That motherfucking that beat. The fucking lyrics.
I loved R&B. R&B was one of those songs for me because it took me back a little bit, and I know it was an oldie. It was an old school vibe as far as hip hop and R&B goes, but that was the reason why I fuck with R&B. it pulled me back a little bit. I was like, oh, I like this. I can listen to this while I'm driving.
Can we? But we're gonna have to edit this out because this is not gonna make it to YouTube because it's gonna flag us. But let me call end it at any point, and I'll cut out the end. All right. So let's end it right now.
All right.
Go ahead. No, you do it.
All I'm doing is leaving. I don't know how to end it.
Just no, like play host and like.
Oh, well, we were having technical difficulties.